All right, we're back. You know that golf games are in a good place because people are saying, I was talking smack about the most recent Mario Golf, which I played a lot of, to be fair. And people said, yeah, but the one for GameCube was a heater. Yeah, 17 years ago, I'm sure it was. Let me put me down here. It's a long time ago. Clueless, aware. Currency hold V to view, that won't be necessary. I'm excited. Right now we're tied for 34th in the Corn Ferry Tour. Our club is great, which is great because it's the golf club. We're a little bit behind Akio Iwasaki in first place, no doubt about it. Either way, we've calibrated our swing and now we can't be stopped. You know what we should do? We should, if we win, we get to put on the Tiger Woods. Is there such a thing as navy red? When Tiger Woods is in the final round, he always wears the navy red. Okay, I've lost my mind again. Excuse me. The controller's not being accepted. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose it. Sure, select confirm. Sorry, a lot of people don't know. Hey, Boomer, you don't know. You have to assign your controller literally. You assigned it in training. Training uses a different module that doesn't get saved in the session data. Then you have to instantiate it when you actually show up at the golf course as well. Just make it make sense that I have to use my controller to tell the game that I'm using a controller. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay, now right here, 13-mile-an-hour winds. A little bit of backspin means the wind is going to affect us a little bit more. Right there. Right there. 13-mile-an-hour wind. A little slow on that one. But you know what? It's definitely... It does feel like right now the swing is better. Because I'm not even looking at my stick, which I had to do constantly yesterday just to not shank it.
Hopefully they'll reward it for that play.
Why do old guys enjoy golf? The older you get, like when you're young,
4 feet remaining between him and the hole.
He's staring down
people don't bother you that much. I mean, like the existence of other people might bother you, but it's not like, you know, as a 15-year-old, you're constantly being asked like, hey, do this. Hey, your electric bill just came in. Hey, you're just trying to get to work and then like people are cutting you off on the highway and stuff like that. I'm not saying you have a necessarily a less stress-filled life for sure, but like on average, yeah, probably the average 15-year-old's life is like more unfettered than the average 50-year-olds. I think when you reach a certain age, it's nice to have a good excuse to be outside for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and be unbothered. Maybe you don't have the best game of golf at all time, but you know, while you're out there, your phone's on airplane mode. You can't be asked to do anything. It's like, I think it's like the same reason like why I started enjoying flights when I got older. First it's, oh, I have to sit in a chair for 6 hours. Oh, it's so irritating. Now, like the night before a vacation, when you're getting everything prepped and packed and making sure you got all the bills paid that are going to come due while you're away on vacation, to actually just like be on the plane and nobody can bother you. You just put on a movie. The only thing that bothers you is the bilingual in-flight announcements that constantly interrupt your Kino cinema, watching Dunkirk on a 4-inch screen, while also watching Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates with no sound in between the seat backs in front of you because you're watching it on the person in front of you screen, the way Christopher Nolan intended. I travel for work. Flying is the worst. Well, if you're one of those like insane people that is like making slide decks on the airplane, I could see why you feel that. No doubt about it. But like as a person who works at home and then on the airplane like I basically can't do my job. It's kind of nice to just sit in a chair and every once in a while someone comes around with a Coke Zero. I think, I'm just trying to think about this one. Could we club down and then little backspin, drop it like right here? Like right there. That didn't feel right. That felt slow, but it was actually perfect. But the wind, I underestimated the wind.
Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt.
Honestly, call me crazy. I think we need one tick to the right. A little too much power, too. Might be dangerous, might be perfect. Oh!
That's a lovely effort, that one. That's a handy putt to make.
2 in a row there.
Flying is terrible because in most cases it's pretty much your whole
What a
day.
shot that was. What a
Yeah, but you're
good
traveling like
Now this is how you putt.
probably
Take a look at
thousands
this.
of kilometers. Like it used to take you, I'm not saying like, oh, back in the day people used to get their legs amputated, so like you should just be happy that you have diarrhea. I'm just saying like,
fired up.
you know, how is flying the worst? It's better than like literally every alternative. Like if you're going from Seattle to New York City, what's your preferred way to do it? Because you said it's the worst. You didn't say it's not fun. You said it's the worst. Okay, then fucking drive. It'll take you 4 days. It'll cost you $500 in gas, and you can't watch a movie while you're doing it. High-speed rail? High-speed rail would still take you, like, if it existed in America, which it doesn't, it would still take you like 3 days to get from Seattle to New York City. The country's wide as hell. I lived in South Korea. The KTX is amazing. You know, it's awesome to just sit. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You're basically just sitting in a chair, like versus flying. That being said, to get from Seoul to Busan takes like 4 hours or something like that, but the country is only like a 5-hour drive from tip to tail. The U.S. is just, I mean, it's built different, man. It's a wide boy. Trains are nice because they're smooth. You know, I'm just saying, like, a flight is pretty smooth. Occasionally you get, like, turbulence, don't get me wrong. And very, very, very occasionally you get such violent turbulence that people without their seatbelts get thrown up against the overhead compartment. This is anecdotal. All I'm going to say is I've flown 100 plus times and I've never seen it. I would say at least 70% of the flights I've ever taken have had no discernible turbulence at all. Maybe a little bit of light rumbling. And then like 25% of the remaining 30 have had enough turbulence that they tell you to put your seatbelt on for some of the flight. And then like 5 in 100 flights, you're kind of like, this thing's getting a little bumpy. But you ever been scared on a flight? Only like a few times. Which is actually saying something because I was really afraid of flying when I first... Oh! When I first started to fly. So when have I been scared when flying? There's probably like the second flight I took in my entire life. I was flying out of Las Vegas, and the plane made like a turn. So that wasn't even something I should have been afraid of. Literally, the plane just turned. And I was like, I didn't expect that. Then, a few years later, I was landing in Sweden, and there were some crazy cross breezes. So the plane was kind of like, it was approaching, we were in final descent, approaching the runway, and we were like coming in straight, and then the wind would have us go like that, and then you would hear like the right engine go like full power, and it would be like, and you're like still going down. Credit to the pilots. It was a smooth landing. They made it happen. And then also, like when we landed in Ottawa to visit my parents, like a few months ago, it was windy as hell. But no, I've never been worried that like the plane is going to crash mid-flight. I'll leave that worry up to the pilots. Not a great drive there, but... Also, like, most of the times that I've ever been worried while flying has been my own paranoia.
No, that's not
Like, the first few times I flew, you would, like, sit in the chair and you'd be like, that smells like industrial coolant. That smells like industrial lubricant. Is everything okay? Like, you're debating, like, am I going to put my hand up and be like, excuse me, flight attendant, is that smell normal? I kind of smell like, I don't know, like maybe one of the engines is on fire or something like that. You'd like to think that maybe the pilots would figure that out during the pre-flight checklist or whatever that takes 90 minutes. And then eventually you're just like, you know, they'll figure it out. You just kind of come to terms with it. Also, I don't know if this is like troubling. But like when I was younger, let me preface this by saying I don't want to die. But when I was younger, I was like terrified of dying in a plane crash while flying. Nowadays, I'm just like, I'm more at peace with it. I'm like, you can't, they're highly rare events. If I'm up in the airplane and it experiences explosive decompression or something like that, it's my time. What can I do? I'm not gonna, you know the 2x2 grid? What happens if you worry? If you worry and something happens, you suffer twice. If you worry and it doesn't happen, you suffered once for no reason. If you don't worry and it happens, you suffer once for good reason. And if you don't worry and it doesn't happen, you didn't suffer. I'm not saying forehead, just don't worry. But I'm saying, you know, if you think your worry is somehow adaptive, if you're like, oh, I need to worry just in case, what's my game plan in case the fuselage of the airplane separates in half while I'm flying? Don't feed that beast, okay? Feed the beast of, what if it doesn't happen? What movie am I going to watch on the airplane? Oh, I knew it too.
That's a touch of class. Gotta say, his short game is phenomenal.
Really? This is for bogey?
Putting for bogey here.
Putt is underway.
I thought I was, well, I guess I am doing pretty well.
And now on the tee, coming off a bogey, trying to reclaim some momentum.
Okay. Phenomenal short game. So true. That's me with the phenomenal short game. This is a hole-in-one. I didn't think it could happen. Dear Penthouse.
Yeah, not a bad effort, that one.
I will say my only hope, if I'm ever involved in like a plane crash situation, because some plane crashes happen like fast and you just die, or you go unconscious and then you die in like a couple minutes. But some of them are like, you know, like a boat sinking, like you know something's not right, but the pilots can kind of like almost save it, and then you got to descend like 25,000 feet before things really get chaotic. But I just hope that while the plane crash, if I'm in a slow one, while it's happening, I just hope they keep the in-flight entertainment system on. Because I want something to like distract myself while we're plummeting. I don't want to, if I'm going to die anyway, like I don't want to be scared while I'm dying. I just want to like keep watching the rest of my movie, and then like, you know, I know in my head like it's over, but at least I'm not going to go out like afraid or as afraid. I can't believe I'm going to fucking die watching X-Men Apocalypse, man. Oscar Isaac, what are you doing? Oh, I really thought it was going to move more than that.
It's just about 3 feet away.
He's got this for his part.
Still doing great.
And now teeing off on this par 4 hole.
Funniest movie to die to? I don't know. Like, almost all of them would be pretty funny to die to. Because that's not how most people go.
And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up here from about
White Chicks.
140
It's so funny to me that White Chicks is like a certified classic now. It was like my go-to movie to make fun of. But now it's like the people are legitimately like they don't make movies like this anymore.
Filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this.
Okay. Did you, by the way, I didn't know this. Did you know White Chicks is actually filmed in Vancouver? I'm not even messing with you. And I watched it like a few months ago, and for the second time, I might add, I didn't even notice that it was Vancouver. They hit Vancouver really well. But then someone said they filmed this scene on the beach, and it was like the middle of winter, and everybody involved with the production got a cold. And I was like, well, that explains why Sean Wayans' nipples were so hard.
Really good.
I thought he was just excited.
Yeah, that's lovely weight. Getting it right up by the hole. Excellent job. He's currently tied for third.
Dude, swing calibration. Who would have thought? Can you calibrate your swing at a real golf course?
Wow, that was just
You don't catch a cold by being cold? I know that, like, here's the thing.
the second shot here.
Catching a cold is obviously caused by germs. I'm not like a Luddite, okay? Or whatever, anti-intellectual. But I genuinely, I mean, I say this as if it's like I'm coming up with something revolutionary, but I think most people agree if you're cold, or like at least cold enough to be uncomfortable and shiver, I think it makes you more susceptible to illness. Similarly, if you're tired, yeah, if you got like 3 hours of sleep and you're iced out, I think you're more susceptible. Weakens the immune system somehow. I don't know how. It's not my area of expertise. Not a lot is my area of expertise as well, but
An opportunity here to move into
the
a
white
tight
blood cells
contest.
get tired. So true. Can you fight the infection? But I'm tired.
This one.
Okay, take a nap and then fight the infection.
We'll move to 3 under par.
Holy cow.
Next up is this 2-shot hole.
Nice reference. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
From about 130
Constricted
yards
blood vessels equals
Back into the
harder for your body to defend against germs. Is that the truth? Is that also why, like, when I'm in good cardiovascular shape, but if I sleep well, going up like 2 flights of stairs quickly is just another day at the office. If I don't sleep well, I'm huffing and puffing by the time I get to the second flight. It's interesting. I don't know. I'd like to hear some people's thoughts. I mean, some people, aka doctors, I suppose. Hang on, club up me? Because you're tired? Yeah, but like, listen, I mean, maybe, I think this is rife for like question marks, but I mean this sincerely. The main symptom of tiredness that I get when I don't sleep well is like cognitive. I feel like a little slower, mentally speaking. I might have like a headache or something like that, a little brain fog. I had never really considered that like one of the physical effects of being tired is that like your heart has to work harder. I never considered like your circulation gets worse when you're tired. Probably because when you're young, you just sort of tank it. I'm a doctor and you're right. You're not a doctor, because if you were a doctor and I hit you with that question, you would say we're now booking appointments to answer questions in fall 2024.
Setting up this putt.
Could we interest you in an appointment? If you say yes, it'll be 14 months before we answer your question. If you say no, it could be 18 months. It could be 24 months. You may never get your question answered. This is not even close. That's okay. That's a tough putt.
Oh, just missed that one. And that should secure the par.
I'm a security engineer, and you're right. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Closing hole on the outward 9 at Tahitian Escape is a par 4 measuring 420 from the tips, Rich.
Measuring 420. Let's go.
Bunkers there in the fairway. Second shot straight back up the hill. When the pin's in the back of the green,
Honestly,
almost a completely blind second shot.
I think we make it over the bunker here.
Job well done. The tempo there was exquisite.
102% power. Exquisite stroke. Landed it right on the second fairway. Look at that.
And Henny, what's he facing with this one?
Yeah, the breeze ruffling their shirt, hitting their back. It's going to be
She's
tough to
painting a
control
very
the
vivid
distance here.
picture. Okay, right here. Cut me back a little bit because the wind is going to take this because this is going to loft like crazy. Perfect. A little bit of a Kimbo slice there. Oh! Imagine if I hadn't drawn like a double base with my stroke, man.
Look upcoming.
Why did he say upcoming like that?
Looking good.
Oh, I was too conservative.
And this one is for
Now
his
my
par.
kids won't talk to me.
Let's see
Sorry,
what
still
happens here.
focus on the positive there. It's our best round by far up to this point.
Take a step in the right direction.
Ooh. Can I tell you something in confidence? And I don't want you to take this in bad faith. I've been having an internal crisis that is comedic and also not tragic, but serious. I'm an idiopathic toe walker. I walk on the balls of my feet. So does noted speedrunner Small Ant. I'm giving you the preamble here while I do the banter, okay? Small Ant made a post about it on TikTok like a year ago and then tweeted about the reaction to the post and was like, TikTok has diagnosed me as being on the autism spectrum as a result of my idiopathic toe walking. And I said, I know the feeling, brother. I get that all the time. Then like a year later, he followed up and said, it was actually autism. At which point I said, oh shit, word? Really? So in the back of my head, I was like, you know what? Maybe I have some proclivities that one might consider to be typical of autism. I have no problems making eye contact. I converse well and I don't get like nervous really in social interactions and stuff like that. But I definitely I like a routine. Like I gotta be one of the only people who watch The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Steve Carell's life before he started experiencing romance kind of looked like romantic to me. I was like, wait a minute, he wakes up the same time every day, he exercises, he plays video games, he goes to work, he wears the same clothes, he rides his bike home, he plays some video games, sings some karaoke, goes to bed at a reasonable hour, and just does that. Anyway, so that's definitely, I'm big on routine. But then I took and I know that these are not valid, really, but I took an online self-assessment. And it was you never know, you should probably see a doctor, but we would say that you don't really have what we would consider the foundational characteristics of being on the autism spectrum. And I was like, okay, I'll settle that. Then I was watching Love on the Spectrum, and Michael was on a speed date with somebody, and he said, may I ask you when you were born? And she said 1997, and he said 1997, nice. That's the same year Men in Black came out, and I was like, I need a fucking autism self-assessment or an actual assessment from a doctor, because that's me. I need a professional to weigh in on this, because I've seen a mirror on this television program. So I emailed a psychologist who specializes in it, and they said, yeah, we'd be happy to. We're booking appointments for winter 2024 right now. And I said, eat shit. I didn't say that, but that's the first thing I thought of when I opened the email. Eat shit. You think I'm going to pay you $3,300 for an autism assessment in 14 months? Have you lost your mind? You know, I just have Twitch chat. They could do it for free.
That one should find the surface.
Winter is January? No, in the email it was like December 2024.
On this par 5 there, Luke.
I don't think it really matters either way, by the way. Like, I don't think fame would change me. But it would just be nice to, I don't know, rather than ask myself or, God forbid, Twitch chat, it would be nice to have a doctor be like, here's my opinion, even though the doctor's opinion could also be wrong. What? There's way too much cannoli on that one.
That one was going in. A good opportunity here, just 6 feet to the hole.
This is what they have.
So anyway, that's where I'm at.
Beautiful shot. And
That was a birdie?
2-4 under. Nicely played. Moving on up the lead.
Do you ever design traps in your head? Wait, are you... Okay, is this like a real thing, or are you trying to make me out to be Jigsaw? Like the dude from the Saw movies? Or is this like a... like a pit full of used syringes or something like that? Or like putting like a helmet on somebody that slowly puts a knife into their eye unless they dig into their own orbital bone and get a key to free themselves from the very thing that was going to damage their eye in the first place? The very pants you were wearing.
Oh, well done. Playing this one about 130 yards.
Saw trap tier
Only
list.
one shot off the pace.
It's weird because I've seen all the Saw movies, or at least like 5 of them, but I almost couldn't tell you any of the Saw traps. I get them a little confused with Escape Room. Which franchise is the one where they have the room where, or maybe I'm thinking of Survivor? Isn't there one where there's like, there's like 6 people and they're all locked into a harness that has like a bungee cord on the back of it, and then there's keys at like the end of each of their lanes. So as like one person starts to get closer to the key, it pulls the other people like into a pit of liquid hot magma. Okay, that's from Saw 5. I'm just gonna tell you that's got to be number 1. You guys are cooked, without a doubt. If you're going up against me in the sledge pull on Saw, you should honestly, if you're in Saw, you should basically just root for a quick death. So that might not be the way that you want to go on the outside, but like if you open the freaking key, it's not that you're free from Saw. He's just going to give you like another more devilish trap coming up. So if anything, I don't even know if I would want to win, but I'm somewhat competitive. I don't know if I could stop the impulse.
Within their comfort zone there. A chance to move to 5 under par.
Looking for another birdie here.
Hang on, I'm focusing. This is not even close. I shouldn't have focused. Ghibli, they indicted me. So true.
Frustrating.
I hit the Discord with this yesterday.
Greenside rough.
The cool content creator Discord. I said, do you guys want to join me for Jackbox tomorrow? And then I reframed it with a picture of Donald Trump, and I said, they did everything right and they invited me. And Justin said, haha, nice. Oh!
Saving one there after being all over the parking lot, chipping in for the par.
I was not in the parking lot. I was literally on the edge of the green. You know, I don't think I would do well on Survivor.
Currently 4 under for the round.
Let me explain why. I don't think that the other castaways would like me. Probably because I'm not neurotypical, but that's their own thing. You can't control other people's reactions to you, okay? So that's a big X for me. I don't think that I'm going to have a good chance of winning. I also, when it comes to the challenges, I think psychologically I could outlast many of the competitors. But a lot of those first puzzles are like, or first challenges, I should say, are like strongmen competitions plus obstacle courses plus a jigsaw puzzle at the end. And I might be strongish, but I'm not the strongest person on Survivor. They usually get like a couple of dudes who look like Marvel action stars. And an obstacle course, I'm okay, but I'm not going to be the most agile person. They usually have like some, triathletes or something like that. And the puzzle is just no shot. There's just no chance. So the only way, I guess, you know what I could do? VIP Daniel, what do they call it when you're when you're the person that never gets voted out because they know if you make it to the finals, you'll receive 0 votes?
They're looking to get this one close in hopes
A goat, thank you. I think I might be able to make it as a goat. And then usually in like the final 4, they have some sort of torture competition. That's like who can hold in their shit the longest. And then you're going to regret having underestimated me. Because I'm going to hold my shit in forever. And then the 2 strongest motherfuckers are going to have to make fire against one another. That means one of them's gone. And then all I got to do, because the final challenge is actually not a challenge. It's answering the jury's questions. And I think I could answer the jury's questions in a way that might influence them to vote for me. They'd be like, hey, you didn't really play a good game. Why should I vote for you? And I'd be like, I'm just a little dude. I'm just a little dude. I don't know. I was just trying to... I'm just a little guy. Oh, that's the most beautiful shot I've ever made. It's crazy.
And let's have one more look at that shot.
Beautifully judged.
It's an insane shot. Look at this. Round's taking so long. We're playing at dusk, but still. Oh!
He's currently tied for first. Teeing off here on the 13th hole.
What about the physical aspect of Survivor?
Beautiful swing there.
This will sound like copium, but like the day-to-day drudgery of Survivor, I think I could do okay.
5 under for the day. Currently tied for top spot.
Because I can tolerate some degree of suffering. I'm not like that customer from Jay Willie's on Kitchen Nightmares who started crying because she got sourdough bread instead of a hamburger bun. I would be like, whoa, bread burger. Lol, you guys seeing this? Like, it would be worth losing the bun in order to get the story. That's how I feel about it. So as long as we were all suffering, I think I could keep morale up, for sure. You'd be looking like Larry from the Three Stooges. There's been bald contestants on Survivor before, and they do, like, in a month, I would not be looking like Elliot Spitzer, okay? You would definitely see my hairline, but it wouldn't be like George Costanza. My back, on the other hand.
All right, guys. This for 2 birdies in a row.
2 birdies in a row!
It's back-to-back birdies.
I like it. 2 in a row.
Holy cow. Akio Iwasaki is holding strong, though.
Now on the tee, fresh off a birdie, a great opportunity to build on that momentum.
Call that a menagerie. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what a menagerie is. I know that it represents a plurality of something. It's a personal zoo. Oh, Matt Damon style? A private zoo. What's a coterie then? When in Aladdin, when Genie says, "Come out, that is fabulous coterie, Prince Ali, fabulous he, Wali Ababwa." A coterie is just a bunch of guys. Really? persons with a unifying purpose. Hey, Naruto AMV from 2007. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Me and the fellas taking our coterie out to the club.
Opting for the 6-iron.
I think this is way too heavy.
Clubbing up, smart. Got to control it though.
I need this to go backwards. I'm the backwards man. It's not so bad. Yeah, you ever think about... Oh, never mind. It was horrible. You ever think about how Chad is just a coterie?
Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Careful not to leave this one short. It's back uphill and nothing worse than leaving an uphill putt short.
Well, I went long, so you can stop crying.
That's a shame.
It was a hard putt. Give me some respect, Henny.
Let's head to the next. Currently 6 under for the round. This hole is a par 4, and it's a pretty lengthy one at that.
Oh, I felt that one. Thoughts on people watching you during school when they should be paying attention instead? It is really funny to think that, like, I'm just here. Like, this is, like, nothing content. No disrespect. But, like, I also watch nothing content on Twitch. But it's not appointment viewing. It's like I sit down on my computer and I have something else to do. And I'm like, let's watch somebody play a video game while talking a little bit. It's not like, oh, at 9:21 a.m., the premiere event of this Friday is happening, right? Like, I'm just here. It's like turning on the radio. Like, it's a live stream. It's constantly flowing. When you're here, turn it on. The fact that somebody would be like, I'm going to watch this instead of something important in my life is kind of crazy. But then I also understand, like, I mean, it's more fun. I always think about... Hang on. Oh. No. That was still pretty good, though. Is this for eagle? No. Why am I talking about golf? Because I like it, I guess.
Oh, get in.
He's insane.
Super shot that.
But I also, like... I completely understand avoiding things that are annoying. Like, I'm never more productive domestically than, like, I am in the first 3 months of the year when I'm procrastinating sending all the documents to my accountant so they can start preparing my tax returns. Like, right now it's the summer. We keep a clean house. You know, we both cook. We both do the dishes. Do some lawn maintenance, you know, take care of the baby, tidy up. There's a lot of tidying up to do when you got a toddler because they're constantly throwing stuff everywhere. But then, like, when it's... Sometimes you're like, oh, I'll just get the dishes tomorrow, you know? If it's March 15th and my accountant is like, I need this stuff in the next 2 days, this place is spotless, brother. Because my brain is like, I have to do something to give me a good excuse to not do the thing that I definitely fucking have to do but don't want to do. So, like, it's almost like you're tricking yourself, right? Like, your brain is like, I need to give myself a plausible excuse for not doing something important. Oh, I couldn't do important thing that's urgent. I was doing less important thing that could have been done after important thing. I'm not really a procrastinator, though. It's just the taxes. Which to me means that it's the tax process that's wrong. It's not the paying, it's the filing.
They've just got to focus on hitting the back of the cup, guys.
Oh yeah, just got to focus on putting the ball in the hole. Who would have thought? Thanks for the feedback. Fuck. It's okay, we're still 2 strokes up. Wait a minute. This is the 17th and I'm up by 2 strokes?
A hole that you are just hoping that the wind is helping just a little bit.
Yeah, help me just a little bit, please. You excited for the Haunted Mansion movie? It's my most anticipated movie until the Lily Collins Polly Pocket movie comes out, which I'm very excited about as one of the big... I mean, I've been advocating for the Polly Pocket movie to be made. She's got a lot of stories that I think would really do well in the medium of cinema. Why are they releasing a Haunted Mansion movie in July? Well, like, I'll do you one better. Why are they releasing a second Haunted Mansion movie? Like, the Haunted Mansion is like a ride, right? And then they did a Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy like 20 years ago that wasn't really that good to begin with, and now they're making another Haunted Mansion? Like, I've never heard anybody be like, oh, my favorite movie? Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion. I'm going to win a tournament. Can you believe this?
Give yourself a pat on the back.
In my country, paying taxes takes 15 minutes, and you do it via an app on your phone. Listen, I've been going off on Europe lately because sometimes their superiority complex is very annoying. Oh, we don't tip. We just pay everybody a fair wage. Oh, we only give you water if you ask for it. We don't just give you an endless refill of water for no reason, wasting everybody's time and all this water. I got to give it to you on that one. I understand you pay proportionally more tax, but for the filing process to be that easy seems great. And then also, I don't want to say like you get more services for it because I've never lived there, but it does seem like in all those like global happiness surveys, people in the Nordic countries are always like, we're like a 5, and then the UN is like, congratulations, you're the happiest place on earth. I have to imagine if you live in Finland every year, you're like, really? I told them that on the average day, I have a mild contentment with my status in life. And they're like, you cleared every country on earth by an order of magnitude. Congratulations.
Opting for the 5-wood.
Backspin on the 5-wood's not what we're looking for now that I think about it. I thought I was doing some iron ball.
Havoc with another golf ball.
Oh, come on. This would be a good one to hole. A chip for
This would be a good one to hole. Are you seeing this, brother? I can't even get it to the damn green. How do you pitch? Pitching rolls a lot. Flopping drops it right on the frickin' thing. Sand wedge flop, even though I'm not in the sand. Flop's very affected by the wind, but it's not a distant hit. Let's try this. Still way over.
And he can win the event here if he can hold this putt.
That's a lot of pressure, man. Doesn't look like I had enough. Oh no, I could lose the event with a bogey then. Oh, I'm still putting for the win? Oh, never mind. Oh! Happy learned how to two-putt.
What a performance all week long.
Can you believe this? I won a tournament.
Hard-earned victory for this player. Great job.
Hey, NL, the SAP videos are pog. Thank you. If anybody hasn't been watching the SAP videos, this has been the best weekly of all time. I mean, first off, I won by a stroke here. No disrespect to Penny Blake. I'm going to level up real quick. I should spend my XP, and we'll throw in a slash marker as well. Oh, item received. What do we choose? Oh, well, the golf ball brand Origins is going to make it a little easier to take on the mom fight later, but I think we got to go with a grip on our putter that increases our putt path by 4 personally. I just flipped the switch. Hey, hey, hey. We would be honored to have you represent our apparel. Sorry, Adidas. I say no to that. You never take the first offer. At Cobra, we'd be honored to have you represent our apparel. I don't even know who you are. I decline. Wilson, how would you like to rep our balls? You know what? I like the cut of your jib, Wilson. I accept that. Hang on. I was just going to say, if you haven't been watching SAP, right-click, launch Super Auto Pets. I'm not going to play it. I just want you to know my most recent 10 results, okay? Sure, it's spoilers for the video. Who cares? Maybe it's not spoilers. Maybe it's like when they tell you, like, you'll be on the edge of your seat watching this. Listen, it's not loading, probably because I'm in Steam Big Picture mode. The heck's go? This game will use built-in controller support on... Okay, spoilers. It's loading, just give it a second. Donkey, 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 donkey. History. Replays. You ready for this? 10, 10, 8, 10, 10, 8, 10, 9, 10, 10. That's my last 10 rounds of Super Auto Pets. Pretty good, right? What's the secret? Round 1 and 2, buy units that have 2, 3. You need 2, 3 units. After that, try to survive and save as many level ups as possible until turn 7. If you lose a couple of HP, it doesn't matter. On turn 7, blow all your level ups. You are looking for one of 2 archetypes. If you level up and you get a Triceratops, you're going Leech, Triceratops, with a donut on the Leech. Even better if you happen to get an elephant and you've got like a level 2 elephant that can then hit the Triceratops to get the buffs going like crazy. Or you get a Husky, or even better, 2 Huskies, sell your whole squad that has food, buy the Huskies, and just level up your whole squad thusly. Okay, there you go. I hope you were writing that down. Get me out of here. I'd like to update my player. But I should go /marker first. /marker. We'll call that PGA 1.